how do you get out of the car or out of a sitting position after a while, and then you feel you get stiff as you get up? So a little micro movement here and there will really help continuing oiling the joint, so it's easier when you get up. So imagine that you're sitting on a dial of a clock, and from here simply move very small. I would say that you could even be sitting on a watch, and like just move your pelvis. I'm going to show from sideways. So you would be moving from 12 to 6. And I'm not saying like the whole body. You can just like drop as if your pelvis was a bowl of water, and you would let the water pour into one front of the bowl and then behind the bowl. So you allow your skeleton, your spine to round as you go to 6 o'clock, and then to arch a little bit, or arc as you go to 12. And very small. I'm making it bigger right now so that you can see through the camera, but you could make it like 1/8 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, very small and very slow. The slower you go, the more you actually rewire the brain to relearn what comfort and ease of movement can feel like, and it becomes part of your daily motion. And now find the center, which would be at a moment where you feel your 2 sits bones, the 2 little pointy bones you sit on that you can feel when you're on a hard surface. So this is even easier if you're sitting on a hard surface. And then from here, let your weight go to 9 o'clock and then 3 o'clock. Or if I'm mirroring you, this would be your 3 o'clock and your left would be your 9. So just do this, and then some of you will want to go with the whole body. That's an option. And observe if it's available to you to simply, almost as if you wanted to lift one side of your pelvis, to just slide a little sheet of paper, very thin, and then you would go side to side. And you'll notice that the chest needs to relax in order to allow this to happen. Otherwise, if the chest is really tight, the whole thing will move as a block. And if we want a little more mobility, it might be interesting to have that softness in the chest to allow the ribs to adapt and play with that mobility. So we did 6 to 12 and 12 to 6. Now we're doing 3 to 9 and 9 to 3, side to side. And you do this very slowly, 5-10 times. And then you're going to do a very small circle. So you don't try to make absolute circle. It might be feeling like at some point, if you go very slowly, you'll get information from what feels more familiar or easy and what feels like it wants to cut through the circle. And so just observe that, and then very small. And you could do this while you're waiting for the bus, in the bus, at dinner, so small that no one would notice it. And then when you get up to go to the restroom, you won't feel like you have to take 10-20 seconds to unfold, because you'll be having moved very gently, and with micro movement it will feel more oiled and more accessible, so that you can use also your pelvis as you come up to find your skeleton support. And I can talk more about this in my free session this Friday. But until then, start with practicing this. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Subscribe for more wellness tips. Thank you so much.